I'm confused about one thing during manifestation. Can you explain that for me? If we can manifest everything, does that mean we don't need to do anything? And in that way, why do we still need some behaviors to make things happen? So, to summarize this question as I understand it, why do we use techniques if we don't have to do anything to manifest what we want? Why do we have to alter our behavior at all if we don't have to do anything to manifest what we want? I think that's the question. This question has an answer that will lead right into another answer to another question that I received from Kamal. Can you please explain the concept of inspired action? I am getting stuck and would like your insight on this. So first of all, it's not that we don't do anything to manifest our desires. That's a very common error that a lot of people think. They think that conscious creators are just lazy people in disguise, that we just sit here and visualize and wait for things to fall into our laps. That's not true, obviously. And remember my previous video where I spoke about acting on inspired actions, which I promise I will get to, Kamal. Acting, taking action, is literally doing something. Referencing that previous video again, which I'll leave linked in the description box, where I defined the term force. There is a difference, a huge difference between taking action / doing something and forcing something. Nobody in this entire community has ever encouraged any of us to force something into being. Instead, we've encouraged each other to assume things into being. There's a difference. Forcing something into being is purely external. When you force something into being, it's from an internal spirit of lack. You are forcing this person to love you because there just simply is, in your mind, no other way that they could love you unless you forced them to. Force is bad. Assumption is good. Assumption starts internally. Assumption starts in your spirit, in your mind. It eventually radiates outwards and it infects your behaviors, and it affects the way you present yourself to the world, the way you carry yourself. You'll notice through assumption, eventually you'll start dressing for the role you wish to receive. You'll start walking with your head held high. It'll be as though you're gliding on air, and it will all feel natural. People will start approaching you and responding to you in ways that will confirm your assumption. And it'll only make sense because through your assumptions, you're able to inhabit new behaviors that allowed you to waltz into the room wearing a sexy black trench coat with a super stunning red dress beneath it. You had the confidence to look people in the eyes and order a Manhattan while smelling like Dior. It only makes sense to them and to the universe, and more importantly to yourself, that you are now who you say you are. So, why do we change our behavior? Well, it's not that we change our behavior. Our behaviors change as a result of standing firmly and persistently in our new assumptions. It's not that we need to change our behaviors. It's that it will happen as we assume persistently something, anything about ourselves. The point of all techniques, visualization, SATs, scripting, affirmations, and all of the other techniques, which are basically just other variations of those 4 top dogs. Why do we use them? Well, number 1, it's to clarify what we want, to truly get to the bottom of it, and to decide on what we prefer. Not what our parents want for us, not what society wants for us based on our age range and the trends. It's about what we want. So you're 33 and you want to be a bachelorette. You're 41 and you want to be a bachelor, no attachments, no strings attached. You're 22 and you want commitment and devotion and traditional marriage. Your parents may not want that. Society may strongly advocate against it. But using these techniques helps you clarify what you and you alone really want. And what your heart truly desires is what spirit, source, God, higher being, whatever you choose to call it, wants you to experience, which is why I strongly believe at this point in my life that when you follow these desires, you cannot fail because it's divine desires. It's as though they've been ordained. These desires, they come from somewhere higher, somewhere deeper, and they're already yours. The second reason why we use techniques, when they're used correctly, they're meant to help align you with how it feels to have what you want in your life right now. When we use affirmations, we're not encouraged to just stand in the mirror and recite, I am beautiful, I am wealthy, I am intelligent, I'm amazing. We're meant to say those words and have the courage to look ourselves in the eyes and feel the factualness of each statement when we visualize and we script and SATs. We're meant to see those images and write those words from a first person point of view and feel the factualness of those images and those statements. We're meant to claim it. We're meant to claim it as our own now. Techniques themselves, they don't manifest anything. The power lies in your assumptions. The power lies in your state of being. If you can achieve your that girl state of being without using any techniques, then don't use them. If you can just trust the process and just decide to feel and believe that you are the finest man to ever grace God's earth without ever using any techniques, then don't use them. If you ever feel like your faith and your certainty and your assumptions is wavering, or someone said something to you or did something to you or treated you in a way that is causing you to doubt the certainty of your assumptions, then use some techniques until you can feel yourself standing once again firmly in your preferred state of being. So, to finally answer Kamal, inspired actions are one of the final frontiers of manifesting what you want. Once you are standing in assumption of your wish fulfilled, you can begin to hear different thoughts. Different ideas will be presented to you. You'll be inspired to behave differently. You'll be inspired to wear that black trench coat with the red dress beneath it. You'll be inspired to try that new cafe. You'll be inspired to go to that fancy, swanky lounge that everyone's been raving about. You'll be inspired to read that book. You'll be inspired to click that video, inspired to take up studying that course or take that class, inspired to say yes to a date with that person, inspired to buy the lottery ticket, inspired to invest a portion of your earnings into that specific stock or company, inspired to start saving, inspired to quit your job, inspired to accept that job, inspired to make a video talking about that topic, inspired to pick up painting. You'll be inspired to post that specific piece of content. You'll be inspired to text that specific person. You'll be inspired to take that specific action. These inspirations come from the divine once you're standing in alignment with your higher self. Stand in the assumption. Assume that you are who you know you are. I've got an illustration for you, as I have done in the past, but I haven't done recently. But I've got an illustration for you to help depict this point. This is the divine source, higher being, guardian angels, God, whatever you call it. And it's being represented by the sun. The divine is saying, hey bud, I've got gifts for you. Why are you standing so far away? It's so dark over there in your state of being. Come closer. Come stand over here in this state of being so you can access the presence I've got for you. It's fun over here. Come over here. Okay, that's the sun saying that to you. The divine, God, source, okay? Move emotionally, mentally, and spiritually to this state of being by assuming you are the person you want to be, by claiming that reality in your mind. Use techniques if you have to. And look what happens when you move over. Look, the sun is shining, and it's shining on you. Finally, you can receive the inspirations and the manifestations that have been lined up for you. And they've been there for you the entire time. You were simply standing at the wrong address. To summarize, move to your preferred state of being. Babe, go claim your gifts. And with that being said, thank you for watching this video. I truly do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I trust you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this one. So, how did you like today's video, and what video would you like to see next? You let me know in the comment section down below. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Toodles.